You see young people, younger people. Let me tell you what it's about. This is all life is. Now, I thought this was a couple of day job. It ended up taking about 5 days. And for the last hour or two, just to get the last bit tidied up. And they're really difficult. I mean, we leave these really hard to chop logs till the end, and then you say no. Right, let me tell you what this is about. Now, if you can, now let's put it a bit more specifically. If your parents or your carer or a relative, if they don't find you somebody in your youth, between about 11, 12 and 20, to mentor you, to have you with them, helping, doing some kind of tough, dirty job. Now you're going to think, if you're a girly, oh, girlies can't do that. And Google women lumberjack shows. Women can do just as much as men, but let's keep to the point. Now, you might live in a city. Somewhere or other, you've got to be doing these kinds of jobs for periods of time. And of course, it's terribly difficult. How do you find somebody to leave your kid with in these days? If you even drive through the Hay housing estate if you go through on your bicycle, some creepy little kid, because of their parents, will shout out, "Oh, pedo, pedo!" You know, it's a tough one. But if you manage to spend periods of time doing this, because this is the bit that matters, is when you really, like I've been for the last hour or two, I just want to get it finished. I just want to get this done. That's the bit. If you're doing that in company as a young person, you see, I remember that. I used to do this kind of work, days, weeks on end, with an old fella called Ralph. But I still remember it now. As I'm doing this, it's like, I'm back with Ralph. Now, if your parents aren't finding some way you can be doing something that is part head but also labour, and I suppose it could be doing with stripping old bits of cars to sell off the bits on eBay, or there are all sorts of things. If your parents don't find you that somehow at some point in your youth, fucking well divorce them. Because this is the way. Now I made an audio earlier. This is the way, and it works. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. And a lot of the parents, I was going to say the mothers, but you'll find it's the fathers too, those under about 40, they'll say things like, "Oh, I can't do that, it's too emotional. It's got too many bad memories." This is the most emotional, headfuck, difficult thing for me to do. I have a daughter who was pinched wrongly. I won a great big court case. She was pinched aged 11. Now, from the age of about 4, for 6-7 years, she used to help me doing the wood. The thing my whole life was built around, I wished, no, she's top mind, she read tons of books, but I would have liked to have actually created projects like this for my daughter, age 14, 15, 16, to be taking part in. This is, when I do jobs like this, as I do sometimes over the last 15 years, 20 years, but particularly last 10 years, when I do these jobs, all I think of is, God, I wish my daughter could have been doing this with me. That's all I think of. There is no more a head fuck than that. So if your mother says something stupid like, "Well, I can't do that because it makes me feel emotional," tell her to shut up and get some fucking backbone and make it about the kid instead, no matter what. Anyway, so as I said, these kinds of jobs, and it's tough if you don't have access to rural lands and everything in the everything in Britain has become, well, you can't do that because the insurance won't cover it. There's always a way. Your parents can find a way to have you somehow doing a medium term, which is day on day, projects, jobs, best if outdoors, for a period of your childhood. And if they don't, like I say, just tell them they failed you, because I've done all sorts of things in life. I've even had sex with a supermodel in Antigua when I worked there. Okay, she was just slightly past her best. You know, it's like, I've done all sorts of things. This is the one thing that gives you satisfaction. And as I say, it's like waves of me doing this, being happy, mentored by my old man. And when we did jobs together, he took the time to make sure that he gave me jobs that I could do and were safe, but challenging as well. Anyway, over and out.